we're here today because God opened some doors, and we were willing to step through those doors, even though we had no idea where we were going.
That's true.
So this church was planted in the 1990s. Pastor Jim and Kim Meade were pastoring this area, and it was difficult because they tried all kinds of rented facilities, temporary facilities, and nothing seemed to really stick. And it wasn't until 2007 when they came upon this property and this building and decided that this was the place that God wanted them to be. It didn't make sense because we're out here in the country. We're in a rural township. We're a place where people drive from to go somewhere else, not to drive to. Jim was talking to a small group of us and telling us he's going to have to retire pretty soon, and we need to start looking for somebody to replace him. And this never even occurred to us that we would jump into pastoral ministry, but God was so obvious that this is what He wanted us to do. I couldn't run away like Jonah.
We trusted Him that He was going to do something with us, and so we just walked through that door, and He kept opening it wide again and again. And we got the people we had, and we prayed every week, and on Wednesdays and on Sundays. God, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Do you want us to stay here? Do you want us to go somewhere else? Do you want us to, we just prayed, and we prayed for a long time.
And instead of trying to get people to come through the door to see us, we decided, well, what if we try going to them and help them with their events and get to meet them and do things that are valuable to them. And our numbers began to grow. We began to increase from, a dozen people to, when we got to 20, I was really excited. Wow, we're at 20. And then it was rather humbling when we got to I remember one time we got to 29. It was 29, that number hits me. It says, man, we had 29 people. And it just kept going. But it's been because of God's faithfulness to this community. We realize we have to do something, if God is going to continue this, that we're going to have to do something to grow. When we began to do the renovations, we were looking for help. We were looking for contractors to help us by reducing prices, maybe doing some labor-free, whatever. We were just absolutely surprised at how much people were willing to help us do this. Our event today is a celebration. We're calling it a grand opening because we've opened the new sanctuary and we want people to see it. To say thank you to the contractors, I made up a banner, a sponsor banner, and it's in the front of the church on the outside of the building right now, to say support these companies. These are the companies that helped us. It's a thank you to them. It's also an invitation to the people to come on out here, walk through the church, take a tour. And people have looked at the church today and have been really surprised at the change that has taken place in the building. So they've seen a change in the building, we've seen a change in ourselves, and God in all of this has opened all of these doors. In fact, He was gone out ahead. He had already had these things open waiting for us.
He did.
It was just a matter of us walking through and trusting Him that He's at work in this community.
I found home for the first time. Out of all the churches I've ever been to, this is home for me. This is Kenockee. This is my home. And this is my family. And I love it. It couldn't be better. I'm happy.
I just recently got baptized last year, and it was a symbolic moment for me, and I love this place and I love life.
The excitement in seeing people's lives change has given us purpose, and it's all been us being able to point to God and say, well, Lord, you're doing this. We're just stepping through a door, We don't know what's on the other side. But like the Meades, they stepped through the doors. They were faithful. And even in difficult times when the numbers were dropping and weren't sure what was going on, they remained faithful. We decided, we need to be faithful and just step through the door. And if God closes the door, we're done. But if the door's open, we walk through it. And even if all we can see is the next step.